Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures, and to the surprise of probably nobody, we're going to take a look at the new Stargrave models. We're going to take a look specifically at the mercenaries, and just like most of the Frostgrave kits that Northstar has put out before this, you're going to get 20 hard plastic dudes in this box. And I picked the mercenaries to start with because I thought of the 3 sets that have been released, they have the most variety, it seems, in terms of what you're going to be able to get away with building right out of the box. Now, that's before you even start factoring in what other kinds of random goodies you've got clunking around in the house. So, as always, each box, not each sprue, each box is going to consist of 4 of these frames, and each frame is going to have, should have 6 guys. No, 5 guys. I can't count. Let's take a closer look, shall we? So the bodies themselves, you can see they have a little bit of armor on them. They've got the various holsters and pouches, so that's a nice touch. Good to see a little bit of body armor there. They're all different, actually, what's a nice touch as well. Very straightforward, not super ultra detailed, but the detail that needs to be there is obviously there. You have quite a selection of weapons, various rifles, some sort of box, maybe, I'm assuming ammunition, sniper rifles, looks like some kind of a laser tripod mounted thing, grenade launcher possibly, various pouches, some interesting heads. We've got a non-human head with a cybernetic eye. I like the scarred up dude. Various human faces. Pistol, some kind of a clipboard thing. Data slate. I think we saw those guns. Ooh, a rocket launcher. That's fun. I didn't notice that one yet. Now, the real fun, besides a nice assortment of weapons, how many are we looking at here? We got at least these 3 look like submachine gun, assault rifle types. 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a fair amount. Not much in the way of close combat weapons. In fact, I don't see any on here at all. Plenty of near future and very future looking sci-fi guns. Oh, I take it back. You got 1 knife hand along with a scabbard to go with it. Extra pistol is a nice touch. But one of the best parts of this kit in comparison to the other 2 is I feel like there's a lot more heads. And there's non-human heads at that. So that's what's fun. We've got a Zoidberg type squid head. Some kind of canine looking thing. Reptilian heads. Space zombie dude. And then even better, besides the monkey head, we have all sorts of various masked, gas-masked, almost arachnoid, sunglassed, robotic head. So there's some interesting pieces here. Definitely a lot of fun. So what I'm thinking is I'll build at least 5 just vanilla ones, and then we'll start to get weird with things, okay? That should give us a good idea of what we could do with that. So sit tight and let's see what kind of strange creations I can come up with. How about it? Okay, let's talk mercenaries. So I didn't build the entire box yet. I actually wanted to stash away quite a few of those bodies and parts just to see what I can come up with once I get a hold of some of the other kits. But I gotta say, I really enjoy myself with these. Same thing, I mean, I felt when I've done all the various Frostgrave kits. You know, these guys, they've got nice, obvious armor on. They can probably be painted up in pretty simple jumpsuits. You do have a variety of helmeted and non-helmeted and alien heads on top of that. With just a very basic trooper here. Somebody catching up on the latest social media. That face is reminding me of the clone things from The Last Starfighter. Man, that scarred me as a kid. You know which scenes I'm talking about. The Betamax or whatever the clone thing was. That was trippy. Sniper specialist. His Creature of the Black Lagoon looking face. I didn't bother throwing a bunch of extras on these guys for the most part. Private Primate. Gotta have a monkey head in there. The only thing it's missing is I think he needs a cigar. I really feel he needs a cigar. And then just because I wanted to see what would happen, started playing around with some other bits, using some Frostgrave heads to see what would happen. And they fit quite nicely. And then grabbing some War Games Atlantic heads. My first thought was to make Cayman from Doro Hedoro, but it just didn't work out. He's too small, but he's got a knife, at least. Should have two, but you know what? Good enough for now. Got another one, random one right here. So these are using the basic bases that were included. Obviously, one of the nice things, since these guys are not attached to any kind of integral base like a lot of their predecessors were, I mean, there's, you know, a lot less hassle and cleanup if you want to stick them onto other bases. That's actually using one of the Dead Man's Hand plastic cowboy heads, which fit as well pretty nicely. Grabbing a actual War Games Atlantic figure, you can see here, when I put them on the screen, the size works out quite well. I didn't have any bits from the various kits laying around, but that does please me to see that they are going to be nicely scaled with each other. And I'm sure some of you out there are going to start chopping and smashing and converting them, so that's always going to be fun to have happening. The inevitable, how are they going to stack up to a GW human? Oh wait, that's not even a human. Do I own any GW humans? I probably do, but I don't know where they are. I should dig some out. If you wanted to go the post-apocalyptic route, I think size-wise, obviously scale, I think they'll work great for regular humans, for stuff like Fallout or Reality's Edge or any of the other various sci-fi or post-apocalyptic games that you want to play. Obviously, a larger base is going to help a lot with that. Then again, I mean, they're not super out of proportion with each other there. Here I have my Maker's Cult Feudal Guard, who's about in scale with a typical Imperial Guardsman, which I should have somewhere. I don't know where they are right now. I know I've painted a few. Meh. I'm not going to worry about it. Grabbing a Frostgrave guy. So yeah, the Frostgrave parts do work. I just didn't feel like giving any guns and swords. I mean, obviously that'd be a bit too He-Man-ish. But since I've been on a bit of a He-Man kick anyway, maybe I should. But the heads, at least, are totally going to work there. You might need to do a little bit of chopping and scraping and cutting to get things to fit nice and flush. But, you know, that's something that we have to do almost all the time anyways with these kinds of conversions. So, nice to see. The size is definitely going to look good there. If you have Reaper humans, I know she's not very sci-fi, but just in terms of size, I know Reaper does make plenty of sci-fi stuff, and they seem to continue to expand upon that every time we have a new Bones Kickstarter. So if you were really in the mood there to do some converting, it would be possible. Something to think about there. I know I'll be thinking about that. So overall, of the 3 kits that have been released, I gotta say this has been my favorite, but that's only because it's the first one I've got. I'm sure as I get a hold of the other kits in the line, I'm sure we're going to see me smashing them all together, and they're going to probably be a lot of fun. But I think of the 3, you're probably going to get the most variance and variety and uniqueness with what you can come up with out of this kit. But that's just my opinion. We'll leave the actual decisions up to you there. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.